It's a werewolf by night.
Werewolf by Night. Let's talk about it.
I think we should.
Um, there's a reason why we're doing this show in this manner, in this fashion,
Yeah.
and it's because this show was brilliantly done in black and white.
Can you give me some first impressions, man? Because I loved the whole opening bit and realizing that it was going to be in black and white. The really old styled
Yeah,
movie that they were giving us way back to the black and white movie days.
they did it well.
The Silver Age.
They did it well. It seriously felt like an old time movie,
Yeah.
you know, or an old time show. It gave me that Munsters feel.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think that it would have been a lesser show otherwise.
Yeah. If you did this in a full color kind of jam, I think
I mean,
you would have lost a lot of the
for the majority of the show, it was black and white. It did come into color near the end.
when I think they've done that in other like old movies, just having those bits of color, especially with the red.
With the stone,
Yeah.
I think that it just pops similarly to the black and white scenes in Love and Thunder,
Yeah.
where the only color was coming from the weapons, and I think that was brilliantly done in the same manner.
Yeah, absolutely.
This show was it was as much as it was supposed to be kind of like an eerie show. It had its whimsy,
Yeah.
you know.
Whimsy's great. Great way to put it.
Yeah,
Um yeah, I wasn't 100% sure who
some of the characters
some of the
might be
characters might be. And I was educated recently by somebody
by somebody. Who was that?
very appropriately. He seemed angry that
I was angry.
I didn't know who
Um,
Man Thing was.
let's bring it out into the
Let's-
open. One of the biggest things about this episode for me is that they introduced Man Thing, not Swamp Thing. Okay, Swamp Thing being a DC property.
Yeah.
Man Thing was a really cool aspect of this show. He was the creature that the hunters were meant to extinguish.
Yeah. That's a
Right?
good way to put it.
You
Since
know?
he was randomly burning people to cinders.
Well, which is part of his powers. He like devours their souls pretty much, almost.
That's nice.
You know, I believe it's in the same kind of fashion as I might be wrong, and quote me if I am. In the similar fashion as Ghost Rider, where if there is like evil in you,
Yeah.
then that's when that power takes effect and stuff like that. And I think that if you're without evil or whatever, I don't think that he can do that to you. But correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I'm not a aficionado of this character or the characters in this show. I'm learning myself about them. Definitely a recognizable character for me. As soon as that hand came out of the bush, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally yelled.
Did you?
I was like, Monica! I was like, oh yeah. I was excited. I was genuinely excited.
For me, my excitement came from as soon as I heard Bloodstone.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Elsa, and she strolls in. Obviously, not the favorite of
the
group.
the party. Okay. Were you able to recognize anyone else in the party?
No, but that one guy's voice, the big dude, sounded like a voice that I should recognize, and I'm not sure if that's because I was just watching Lord of the Rings and the dwarves.
So that guy is referred to as Joven.
Joven?
I'm not sure if I know him from anything, but a cool character by all means.
Yes.
obviously you have our, would you call him the protagonist?
Yes.
Um, which is
The werewolf.
Jack Jack Russell. Is that
Jack
what it's saying here?
Russell.
It seems, his name was Jack.
That's quirky.
The werewolf by night, which when they first say, "Hey, you have to hunt this thing," your first incline is that they're going to be hunting the werewolf.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling.
All right. Um, I was pleased to um, when it was revealed that it was a different thing because it was what I expected. So I was happy to see that little twist.
I was even, as Jack was coming into the scene and stuff and walking around, he felt different than the rest of the hunters,
Oh yeah,
which I was kind of, I thought maybe he was like a charlatan wandering
it
in.
was almost cheesy the way he was acting,
Yeah.
kind of. But that added to that old time, like black and white film thing
Oh, for
for
sure.
me. So
For
like
sure.
it's like they couldn't go wrong with the acting here.
No, because you can have a cheesier kind of stranger flow
Yeah.
when you're setting a scene like that. So that was kind of cool. We should probably do all our shows in black and white because of the amount of cheesy
Yeah.
that we do.
It wouldn't hurt. Plus, it's hard to light us because I literally reflect light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being a ginger and
And I'm a nice bronze.
and that, right? So, not having to worry about the lighting so much is fun.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of a cool little aspect and stuff like that, which they pulled off nicely. Hopefully, we do too. But Elsa, is it Elsa?
Elsa Bloodstone.
I want to when you say Elsa, you automatically want to sing "Let It
Let It
Go,"
Go.
but that's not the Elsa we're talking about.
No.
I don't know much about this character.
I don't know
Okay.
a ton about her. I know a bit about some of her from playing like Marvel Strike Force and stuff, and her being a part of the supernatural team in that
Yeah.
game.
So is she supernatural in the means of like wizards? Like is she
I think it's
a wizard?
I think it's because she hunts supernatural.
So this is a group of
beings.
hunters.
Yes, and I mean with the Bloodstone, she does amplify.
Supernatural
She
things,
does supernatural
right?
things.
The Bloodstone being a big portion of this story.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all trying to obtain the Bloodstone and become the next wielder of it.
The boss.
Right? And the reason why she's not getting it automatically is because apparently she's just a disappointment to her family.
Yeah.
Right? So now she has to earn it in the same fashion as anyone else.
And she wasn't down apparently to be trained by her father, who was the last holder of the stone, and like, he was obviously a weird dude.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
he has like a wind up thing where he comes out of the coffin as his dead self and has a recording talking and stuff. So
Interesting.
yeah.
And had a fair amount of cringe to it to begin with.
Yeah.
But again, in this atmosphere,
It's the right kind of
strangely works.
Yeah. It was good.
Right?
I loved it.
All right. So we get that scene where you've got all the hunters and stuff, and then you've got the what would she be called the headmistress? I don't know.
Stepmama to
She
Elsa.
seriously, her character, well done by the way. I think it was called Versa or
Something like that, yeah.
something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Seems like she could have sent Dumbledore away and managed the school improperly for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. And her
Like-
the way that her acting style and stuff, definitely she did her homework on this old styled
No, for sure.
cinema, and it almost felt Rocky Horror Picturesque in some of the way
Yeah.
that she was
Now that
acting
you say
too.
it, very much so.
Like that really over the top extra.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
Again, just a a fantastic little show, I think.
I loved it.
You get into the little hunting thing where there's some action, um, kind of like Hunger Games style.
Yeah, yeah, where you're after a certain prize, but everybody's also trying to kill you,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool. That was fun.
You got some limbs coming off,
Yeah,
and then you get this little portion where they're kind of stuck in a thing in a tomb together.
the werewolf, who she doesn't know is a werewolf, and Elsa.
And that's where you kind of find out that they're willing to work together and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you've already met Man Thing's arm,
Mhm.
and you realize he's the monster they're hunting.
Well,
He's
I
got
think,
the stone on him.
I think by the time they're trapped there, Jack already had a conversation with Man Thing too,
Yeah.
and was like, "I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here."
And they develop a plan to put an explosive on one of the cracks in the wall to let Man Thing out.
Yeah.
Jack, unfortunately, not good at things apparently.
No, he's an interesting character, like kind of like a clumsy oafish.
Yeah.
Almost.
I didn't mind his character at all,
No,
though.
it was good.
You know, I want to see more of Werewolf by Night in other properties, like in other things. I think it was well done. It was that very cheesy when he turned.
Oh yeah, I loved when he turned. I was like, oh, are they gonna give us like,
A
you know,
very
long
realistic
snout,
long
like
snout.
wolf?
Yeah.
No, and they didn't. They
And I
gave us
didn't
like,
want that.
what was the one with
Like
mm, teen
Teen
wolf
style.
style
Yeah.
werewolf. It was so good.
I think I enjoyed that more
Yeah.
than like a very realistic, snouty, like dog style thing. More of a Sasquatch kind of.
Yeah, like a man
feel.
wolf.
Right? Because they inevitably get caught.
Yeah. When he touches the stone and gets shot back, which kind of gives you an impression of how powerful the stone actually is too, because it can just blow back a monster.
And then poor Elsa gets locked up, not knowing she was working with a supernatural creature, right?
I love the portion where she tells him that they're gonna turn him and so that he'll kill her, and then in order to make sure that, or hopefully make sure that he doesn't, he starts smelling her hand and her hair.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. I was
just
thinking that it's maybe there's some familiarity that he can.
I need to remember you, I think is what he says too. So that was funny. And then the transformation was great.
I like how like he was like all confident that, oh, you know what? There's 5 days.
Yeah.
We got 5 days. Don't worry about it, right? And she's like, F that noise. They're gonna turn you now.
The stone. So
right?
the stone can do that too.
Reveal the monster's true self, I guess, right? And it was very cult-like.
Yes.
The whole process of that.
Yeah, they came in wearing the robes and like masks and stuff.
And it all works in this black and well so nicely.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Black and well, it
white.
works black and well.
Black and well.
You know,
white and well.
All in all, he turns out to destroy just about anybody.
Yeah.
Minus her, because apparently smelling somebody helps.
Yeah. And she didn't break eye contact, which she told him not to. But he tackles her down. He's about to whip her up.
Oh yeah.
And they just stare into each other's eyes for a bit.
But when I gotta say, because at this point they've kind of let Man Thing go, and he's off on his way, right?
Yeah, he blew out the wall. He took off.
He's free of the stone and stuff, and I got a feeling he was gonna show up again.
I thought he'd show up during the battle. And he shows up in the aftermath after Jack's already run off as a werewolf somewhere.
Yeah.
And just kind of shows up, and then he's like,
well, the big thing, and it was cool, but there was a little bit of humor to it as well when she's Versa or whatever her name was, and she's done one of those villain comebacks.
Yeah.
And she's about to do harm to Elsa, and then Man Thing like body checks or like football body checks or like across the room and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know he's. I just think that they did well with his characteristics and his character style,
I like the
right?
little shrug he gave.
It was very reminiscent of the comic books,
Yeah.
as far as I can remember.
I don't know.
I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then even when it went into color, I don't think that his character style really was. There wasn't much flaw to it.
No. No, he looked super solid as a colored being. I thought I thought they did the colored portion when the color comes back really well too.
Yeah, it
Just
wasn't
with
too
her
much.
sitting and it's kind of like at the end of her story.
Fades in to
Yeah.
color and stuff like that. And then they have like a little
Yeah.
camp scene where they're really showing how buddy they are.
Yeah.
Right? I liked how his language of grunting and stuff like that was, very understood by
Jack.
Jack and stuff, and how much of a family they are, really.
Yeah, it was
Right?
cute.
I hope that we see them both back in something of a the supernaturals or something like that. I think they'd be a fantastic. Um, and the supernaturals, I don't know if it was a really popular. I think it was a short series. No, not really sure how popular it was, but I think that Marvel's really good at taking those obscure teams.
Except in Miss Marvel, you mean?
Yeah,
Back in 1984.
yeah. Well,
Um,
they're good at taking those teams like the Guardians and stuff like that, which obviously wasn't the original lineup, but the characters they picked really worked and they did it well. And I think they could do it again with this. This shows that you can take characters that are a little bit less known and make me care about them.
yeah.
Um, which is something they could have done. Like it pretty much says there's no excuse for She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Right?
you can take anything and make it into something that people are interested in.
Yeah. Because
Or you could take something that people are interested in and turn it into something they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is a solid example of taking something that's a property that's not really, it's a little bit more obscure than what we're used to.
Yeah.
And turning it into something that people can care about. Because this was, I think, fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it.
Probably one of my better, like I'm taking ownership over it. One of my favorite things that they've done in a while.
And this might be one of those things that, like, when I'm on my Halloween stint of watching random
that it comes
Halloween
back up
flicks, I'm probably
life,
going to watch like this.
It might become like some sort of a ritual.
Going to fall
right?
into my line of Nightmare Before Christmas and
It could definitely be something like that, right?
The Great Pumpkin.
It's good enough to do that.
Yeah.
And becomes part of something that reoccurs. And I hope they continue on with stories. I doubt that it'll continue to be a black and white sort of thing. I think that worked really well for this show, but going forward, it needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
But it's a really good introduction to these characters.
For sure.
So
you got 3 solid characters you can work with and do something cool with.
Yeah. I think like a lot of the other characters were kind of throwaway characters.
Yeah, they seem.
And
I
they
think
served
most
their
of them
purpose.
are dead. I think they're all dead.
I think they might be.
Yeah, I think all the other hunters are dead.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by now, yeah. After the terror. Dun dun dun.
But yeah, I mean, she split one in the skull. The tall lady, and the other one got ripped apart by.
Yeah.
They
were all unalived.
They were all unalived by the end.
So, unless you've got more, I think I'm ready to give a rating to this.
I will give a rating.
All right.
Where is it?
We've got a banana here.
Ooh.
Okay, you can't tell that it's a banana because there's no color.
Other than the shape of a banana.
Which is very kind of
banana
special to bananas.
Yeah.
So
or banana gators. That's a One Piece reference. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to, for the very first time on this show, for me at least.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna give this show a 10.
I'm gonna give you another banana.
I'm gonna give this show 10 bananas. I almost need a third banana.
I have this.
Okay, that's a poop and yeah. Okay, I'm giving this a solid 10. I enjoyed it that much.
That's good. That's good.
10 bananas. How about you?
I don't know that I'll follow suit and give it a 10, and that's just because I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
My thorough excitement when I saw
Yeah, you screamed about it.
yeah.
So. And I mean, I was excited when I saw Elsa, but it's not. I didn't scream. So, but I am gonna give it a solid.
Not working.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9. Solid 9 bananas.
Which is probably going to be a collaborative
record
high for our show.
Yeah.
Again, recommended for anybody, even if you're not familiar with these characters.
It's still a good
get
watch.
familiar with them.
Good
Great
watch.
Introduction.
It's beautiful.
And, thoroughly enjoyed.
Can you slide the color back in while it's recording as we're signing off?
Mm-hmm. So, guys, make sure you like.
Subscribe.
Ring that bell. Okay?
Yeah.
So that you know what we're doing and when we're doing it.
Get notified.
Okay? Thank you very much. Take care. Hope you had a great time. Bye. Too much color. Bye, guys. See you next time. I thoroughly enjoyed that show.
It was a really good show.
Really well done.